me, Nesser. Hey, it's me, Nesser. Welcome to Nesser Pod. This is where I dive a little deeper into some of my guests' lives. Sometimes we dive a little too deep, other times we stay on the surface vibing. Either way, come along on this journey. I hope you enjoy this episode. You know what? We're now.
So that means.
So that means yes. There's potential. I can see where she's coming from, but for me,
she should be.
because she didn't know.
She shouldn't be worried, but
she didn't know. But it's different if she had prior knowledge. She didn't have prior knowledge. Do you get me? But with this person, like we're so close. It's like we're just so close that it was never that thing. Do you get me? I understand where she was coming from.
Would you have said that about your other friends?
No.
Okay.
Because like if something's happened, I'm telling if anything happens, I'm like, yeah, I'm intentionally pulling away. Because that's disrespectful to the person.
Mm-hmm. I heard that.
And I've been in a situation where that's happened to me and I wouldn't do that. Do you get me? Knowingly.
So you're not a home wrecker?
I'm not a home wrecker. The person in the home is the home wrecker, please. I'm just having fun.
That's true though. How can the person outside the home wreck the home?
Yeah, because they're not in the home.
The home can only be wrecked if the home owner wants it to be wrecked.
Do you get me?
No, not really.
It can be wrecked. It can boggle.
Not really.
Don't. Okay, people need.
If the
I'm not gonna
foundation is
lie.
not
People
good.
in this room should not clap their hands.
Hold on.
You need firm foundation for the home not to be wrecked.
Yeah.
And the firm foundation is Jesus.
Hallelujah. Hey.
Maverick City Music. Hi guys, how are you? Anyway, we're in now. I usually don't do an intro, but since we need to make a clear distinction of when this episode has started,
Because
we are currently in Janie Mac. That's the time. Hi, welcome to my
Welcome to
my home. How are you
What's
guys?
the name of the podcast?
Nesser Pod.
Amazing. You should introduce it as that.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. The people know. You guys know.
I'm joking. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
chilling.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
You should have.
It's been a while, right? And you know, there's one thing you said to me. Why is this guy laughing?
He was rubbing my fingers.
Oh, that's wow.
They're very intimate.
Wow. Anyway,
I'm in touch with my emotions. Yeah.
Laulu, yeah, relax.
Like
Please.
if I put my hand here, is that
Okay, that's a
uncomfortable?
bit high.
That's a bit high.
Tingly.
Have you guys had a serious interview before?
For sure.
Yeah.
When?
Time ago.
What's that? Piece of cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, piece of cake. We
And
had
how
a
did that
very
go? Was that a piece of
deep
cake?
Conversation.
Anyway,
Cock,
right?
Willish cock.
No 50 I'm so sorry.
Inside joke.
But yeah, do you know what? I'm really trying to go where I want to go, and I'm gonna do that now. But do you know, there was once, I think it was you who said it to me. Was it when I first met you, or when it was in and around last year? You were like, "Oh, I haven't had these on yet," and I think my reply is that the setup wasn't good enough for you.
Mm-hmm. So the setup is good now.
That
big ups to
I'm
setup, it's nice.
part of the
It's cold,
setup,
it's cold.
and that's pretty much the whole point of it. It's kind of like the quality of the people coming on should match the quality of the output, right? And you've always said that, especially with the audio. So thank you for that. This has been inspired by Big Daddy Grooves himself.
Big Daddy. Fantastic.
But yeah, I wanna start in the sense of kind of chronological order. A lot of people know ye right now, right? A lot of people know the story about the 30 episodes and stuff like that. So
That's a thing, you know.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
I think that yous have really set the bar. Well done for that. Well done for everything you guys have done in the last it's been about 2 years.
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
years now, yeah.
I think even when you guys started, I didn't know ye, but I wanted to, there was something that I wanted to see. Like, why did you guys start it?
I think it's we went all three of us like, oh, let's start a podcast randomly. I think it was different. Like me and Snow wanted to do like a YouTube, and then we had this thing on Sundays called Brotherhood, which was like for Christian, like young boys, guys who were just like talking about faith, struggles, everything they were going through. And then every time, so I led it, right? But every time I set out the motion or wherever we're going to talk the topic, I'd always look to Tommy like, yo, Tommy, you know when you ask a question in a circle and then nobody talks?
Yeah.
Get the ball rolling.
Right, so I knew Tommy was always the one to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
So he's always like, because he was always just like, he always kind of knew what to say. I had something
He
to
used to
say.
struggle.
Yeah. Tommy had a lot of struggles.
Many struggles.
Tommy can relate to all the struggles.
God forbid.
But
please.
no, so Tommy was always able to do his thing, and then I think me and Snow we actually were talking about starting a podcast, or just a YouTube show, just a YouTube show,
Just something on YouTube.
something on YouTube to do, and then we like me and him know we're just too much of unserious people. You know? So we needed some.
That's
Don't say.
It's true. And then obviously-
Is that right?
yeah, we hope
You guys don't watch My Wife and Kids, and I can tell. But carry on.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love.
Yeah, carry on.
It's okay. Your joke fell flat. It's okay. But,
Fair enough.
we hit Tommy up, and Tommy was like already like he was actually telling me in after each session
that we should start podcast.
it wasn't even so much a podcast. He was like Tommy was like I need to I feel like speaking right, and it was like kind of like but he didn't know what capacity
Yeah.
to speak at, and then I think it just all like made sense the second we decided let's do a podcast, and then we just got all the equipment, and I think that's for anybody that's like I think that's step one before you even like
Do your research.
do your research.
Get all your equipment.
I think the bar has been set not only by you but just worldwide. I think it's a lot different from when you started 2020, innit? Like I started 2019, 2018. I started with my friend holding an iPhone XR as stable as possible.
Yeah. Wow.
And that was 700 views, but like it was like that's still one of my main like it's been a lot less than that, but you get me?
Yeah.
But like it's changed the entry point versus now. So it's like even when you guys say, oh, is 30 a thing? Like, yes, it is. Like in Ireland, because a lot of people have heard that story where a lot of people want to start something and just start.
Tomorrow, yeah.
And that's what I had a plan and I wanted to do it, and I didn't have the equipment to do it. I didn't have the capacity to do it, but I wanted to get a story out there regardless, right? But that's why I've had to do this. Because that can only carry you so far. But because of what I think you guys have done and what you guys have set, it's almost like you're not even gonna be forget about like any gender, just you can't be a male group podcasting and you're not coming with the bare minimum. And you say this the whole time with musicians, like there needs to be a standard of entry, and I think you guys have changed that in a sense. But why 30?
It wasn't a thing that we thought about, was it?
We just kept recording until we felt we had the right one. And then after we released it, then we counted. It's actually more than 30. To be honest.
Yeah.
We do
Three a Sunday.
3 or 4 or something sometimes. And
What was right? what made it the right time? What made it the
conversation
right?
flowed properly.
bouncing off each other as well.
Because had ye been in a room apart from Brotherhood, had ye been in a room before just the three of you talking ever?
No.
So you didn't really know each other's cues almost.
Yeah.
We didn't.
I think that shows.
Yeah, first episode was like, so
Bare
our
pauses.
next
Bare
topic,
pauses.
yeah,
Bare.
and like our next topic is going to be
Yeah, it was like that. Like
We-
it was
we
very
kept doing that.
structured.
So now we're gonna talk.
Wait, structured? You guys?
Yeah, it was
That's crazy.
Yeah.
yeah, we tried
Because
that.
even when I came on yours, my head was hot.
It is a bit of a challenging thing because like people ask us like, what are we gonna talk about? I was like, we'll see.
I love a plan.
We'll decide when we record.
Like my notes is full. Like
Yeah.
Mad.
No,
And
I think it depends on who the type of person you are and the type of
yeah,
like,
of course.
pod you want to do. Like for us, if you look at us like in general, like we're not necessarily people who would like call ourselves like. Okay, I won't say structure, but we're structure, we have a structure to our
Yeah,
own lives.
method to the
and stuff like that.
madness.
yeah.
Like
But when we start talking to like, we just wanted it to be a thing where boys press play and whatever we talk about.
yeah.
We knew that was the natural thing for us because before we tried to do the structure thing and we realized that
It was rigid.
it's like
Yeah.
I don't
It never stopped
and
being
you can only
rigid.
talk about so much when
Yeah.
it's structured. For us, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we're in a box when it was structured.
I think that's important as well, because even in this journey for myself as well, there's been times where people have told me to do a certain thing, and I've tried it, and I'm like, that's not me.
But you, yeah.
And I think getting to that place, and I think that's why I'm so excited about, and that's why you were saying, oh, is the time right? Like, not only does it look right, it feels right to try to push it out there.
Do you know something? Just sorry to cut you off. There's something that I really like. I think is important that people do is know your flipping lane, right? I think I haven't seen a better interview of the 90s Baby podcast than yours.
Aw.
And that's
Yeah,
no, that's
facts,
me being
facts.
100%. And I think like you know how to interview people very, very, very well. And no, that's
gonna
that's
cry,
fine.
man.
That's fine.
Is this camera on me?
But you know what I mean? I think you knowing that that's you, and obviously you might have some other things that you're able to do, but knowing that that's your thing, well, jump in that lane and run that race like the best you can. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what the problem with this. I won't say the scene. The problem with people in general is we listen to what other people say.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't create me. You don't like know how this is gonna end up for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, let me go to the thing I know I'm comfortable
What you
in.
like?
But do they know?
Do they know?
Do they
actually
know?
They lack self-awareness.
Because I didn't know. I just started this with a passion, and I had, it wasn't about me, so I didn't plan on me doing anything.
Do you know
Then I
what?
realized that there was a limit to what I could get out of people there because there was a limit here. So to say, it's the same with musicians. People try, and you're like, oh, why is this person doing drill? They should do Afrobeat, or why are they doing this? They should do this. But sometimes people just don't know. Do you know, and you said lacking self-awareness. I think that's really important.
Yeah, but I feel that's why it's good to experiment then.
See, I was about to say something along the lines of that. Like, we're lucky. A large part of our learning process was offline.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
A large part of our learning process was offline because I promise you, if we dropped our first episode, this story would be very different today.
That goes back to
different
standard of entry, right? It's not only just in the physical material things in the sense of having good audio, having good like materials and resources, but it's knowing why and how. Like sometimes I knew why, I just didn't know how at the time, you know? And sometimes you might know how, but you don't know why. That's why you might have certain people. There's been numerous types of content come through Ireland. They blow. This is a really good idea. This is great. It just stops after a couple of months, you know? And it's like, even for me, that thing you said, like being okay doing the work when no one's being seen. And it's like, I talk to Tommy the most, I'd say, off cam. But it's like, for me, people have told me what they want out of Nesser Pod. They've told me what they want for me to do is hate me Nesser or whatever. But it's like, I never felt comfortable doing all of those things. And it was almost like, you just keep telling me these things. I don't know how to do it. I know why I want to do it. I know that I want to put people on a platform. I know that I'm really passionate about what people are doing, and I'm really impressed by what people are doing. And I don't see a platform where people put Black Irish people. And I'm saying that in the sense that I don't think it's only Black Irish people. I don't think it's only Black Irish people that don't get a voice, but those are the people that I see the most, right? So I'm trying to do that in a sense, I just didn't know how. So it's almost a balancing act of both, because I've been in so many meetings this week, and that's a conversation I keep having. And it's now that I know those questions, I'm asking anybody who brings an idea to me, what is it you want to do? How do you want to do this? And why do you want to do this? Because I think fame and clout is the currency, but not a lot of people can sustain that. How have you guys sustained that? So you went past 30, you found really and truly, this is what we want to do. This is how we go. What was next? Like, how did you guys get to where you are now?
Consistency.
Yeah, that's what all people say. Word.
Consistency.
We didn't think when people, like when we say 30, right? People sometimes have the impression that we had a big plan. As Tommy just said, we just waited for it to sound right and look right and feel right. And when that happened, well, we've been shooting for 4 episodes every Sunday for the last 2-3 months. How about we just keep this going?
Yeah.
And so our main thing was we split the work and we'll do whatever we need to do each week. And we're just gonna do that every week, regardless. And the main thing we were saying was, even if we get 17 views, remember I kept saying, "But 17 views was because I thought you're throwing this out to nowhere, right?" And we didn't think anyone will gravitate towards it, but we said 17 views. But if you keep consistent, who knows?
Yeah.
And for us, because we didn't attach it to like being successful,
Yeah.
and because we didn't attach it to like, yo, in a year's time this thing should go crazy. We just attached it to boys, like, let's come in together and have a chat, boys. And it got to stages where we didn't shoot for like, say someone had to travel and we didn't shoot for like 2 weeks. We'd be like, I missed the chat. You miss a Sunday chat, right? Do you know what I mean? It's like it's a good like therapy session for the boys, you know. So I feel like
men should still go to therapy. However, if you this is a little plug for therapy. Please do not do 30 episodes and think that's going to save your life.
It was that, and that's how we still sustain.
And we always have it in our minds that record every week.
Yeah.
Even if we're off a week, record in advance. Always have an episode out every week.
Yeah.
That way, it's like a habit.
It's a
now.
habit.
Yeah, it's a habit now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels weird if you don't do it.
What's each of your roles within Where Your Head At?
Edits the
YouTube, yeah.
audio, and the clips. I do the clips.
How do you guys manage that? How do you guys manage doing each of your roles and doing it well on top of
I
everything
just
else
have
that
a
you do?
set day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we like say the roles is like say so he's in charge of the clips, right? So it's like if the clips are not out by the weekend or whatever it's like oh we'll text any clips out tonight because it's his thing. If the YouTube is not ready and thing, I usually just tell the guys like laptop. Something happens.
Sometimes it's not.
No, most times it is. 90%. There might be 10% when it's not. But do you know what I mean? Like,
Dog ate your homework, yeah?
Yeah.
Man as a cat.
I think it's our responsibility, and so we don't like we're not really in like you have to do this week. It's just kind of like bro, Tommy knows that by Tuesday night latest he will have his thing done. Snow has his clips ready. His clips are usually dependent on my clips, on my YouTube. So if it's not
one sparks off the other one, like
exactly. So.
Has there ever been a moment of conflict between you three?
No.
Why is that? Why do you think that?
We disagree, but that's it.
Yeah, but it's not like a huge F you. Nah, it's none of that.
What's been your biggest disagreement?
Just on like, do we do this or that?
It's not even deep.
No,
it's never.
Well, guys, like we're laid back. Not really.
See, why is that? Why is that a thing? This is the second time I've had an interview.
Say I disagree with something and they agree with it. I'm just gonna leave it and go with what they want.
Why?
That's majority rules.
If you're working in a partnership, the best thing to do is not be too attached to an idea. Because if you're too attached to an idea, when somebody and the idea, because sometimes ideas are quotes a representation of you in a sense, you know what I mean? So I've thought about this, I think this would be amazing. And then the boys say like, no, I don't think that's sharp. And you're like, now you're hurt. It's not about that. Don't be attached to the idea. Just like throw out, I think this might be a good idea. And if the boys say no, then I still think it's gonna be a good idea, but you guys are
time might be
more time, one person probably bring forward an argument that makes sense.
Yeah.
Why we shouldn't do that.
The question we always ask is why.
Yeah.
Like, why do you think we should do that?
Yeah.
I'm going back to what you said, right? Because we're guys. Why do you think? Not even. It's not even a trivial thing because you've explained it, and that doesn't seem like a gender thing to me. But why would you feel like because we're guys?
No, I feel there's less conflict with guys. No, in general.
I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with you. I just want to know what you think.
I thought you were trying to put me in hold.
No. I just want to know what you think because it's my second time hearing that.
There's less conflicts, especially like guys' friendship group as well. With girls, you hear, this one was talking behind my back. I can't believe she said this about me. But with guys, most times we abuse each other in front of each other. So there's nothing that you can talk behind my back with. So I just feel guys were just more laid back in that way.
I think as well, right? I think that putting it in gender is important and it's not as well at the same time. I think because the problems you have with a lot of guys is ego as well.
Which is why I said that because you saying not to get personal with your idea and stuff like it goes far beyond personality. It goes into ego. It's that I believe that my idea is more superior than your idea because it's connected to me.
It's that as well, but I feel as well, I trust the guys that they just want to push this thing forward for the podcast, not for their own individual gains.
So ego aside.
Yeah, we always throw the ego aside. What's best for the podcast, not for you, but for us as a trio.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think the thing is, there's a lot of conversations we haven't had because we haven't needed to. We've been in our industry for a long time. I know he's a good person.
Yeah.
I know he's a good person. We decide to work on this together, then we have one mind in regards to this.
Yeah.
If his idea is better than mine, it's just that just means this gets
better.
better,
better.
because of him.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I love that.
So like, why should I care that my idea doesn't work?
Yeah.
And sometimes the idea that I have may not work for this, but for the next thing.
Time may open up some different.
I think as well we make sure that we don't shit on each other's ideas. Like we don't like that's a stupid idea.
Yeah.
Like we're not abusive about it. It's kind
of like base level of respect.
Yeah.
I think the reason I'm asking is because whether you guys know or are aware of it or are observant of it, I do think that a lot of what you do, somebody's trying to redo it. Not in the sense that I know somebody specifically. That just happens with inspiration. You see somebody doing something well, you're inspired to do it. Which is what I'm saying, that I don't think that there should be any podcaster, anybody in the country that are in our community who would think of doing something like yours or similar to yours, who would not look at you as the blueprint. Like, you've explained a lot of times when you started, you look at 90s Baby Show. Now you are that for somebody, right? And it's important to know that you're not just three random guys who decided to pick up a mic to do this. You're people who knew each other before. You're people who trust each other, and you value each other's opinions, and you know how to work with each other.
Sure.
Because groups, being the talented, we see it, football analogies. We see fucking, PSG. PSG have some of the most talented players. They're not succeeding. Why? Egos. Because it's not always talent. And I think I tweeted this a couple weeks ago. Like, talent alone will not get you to where you need to go.
Yeah.
Talent is actually a problem.
Explain.
Like, it limits a lot of people. If you have talent, all you hear your whole life is, "Oh, you're so talented."
Yeah.
So talented, and I believe that warps your mind to believe that that's all you need.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
I hear it. Sometimes you're not asked for what somebody else who's not talented would ask for.
Exactly.
I actually resonate with that a lot when I was younger, football wise.
Were you talented or hardworking?
I was talented. I found a lot of things came quite easy to me. School came easily to me. Football came easily to me. Athletics came easily to me. So when everybody else was learning techniques, little drills, passing, I didn't do that because I might have a bad touch, but I'm faster than you.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm stronger than you.
Lukaku. No, I'm not calling you Lukaku.
I'll do you one worse. I'll do you one worse. I've been called Akinfenwa. Yeah, crazy.
Wait, why you say as if you agree?
Wait, I thought you said you got called Akinfenwa.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't agree. I don't agree.
You're very convincing. Yeah, you're very convincing.
But yeah, let's fast forward off the internet into live shows, real life stuff. Congrats on your first live show.
Congrats to you as well.
Thank you for having me part of it. I was actually very surprised when you texted me, but it's weird because somewhere in my head I wanted to do that. I just didn't know that it would happen.
Spirit of God.
When mums, when you guys like posted it, I was like, I wouldn't do that. Didn't tell anybody.
Crazy.
One day I got a text from you. I was like, this guy's
Holy
mocking it.
Spirit spoke for you.
I was like, this guy's mocking it.
Yeah.
How did that feel for you guys?
Weird.
Wait, take me back to when you decided that it was the right time to do a live show.
It wasn't really
the right time, was it?
Yeah, we were gonna do something in the
400.
studio for like not even 100, but like 20 people.
No, we were gonna. I don't know if you guys remember. We were gonna do something for the first year, but then COVID.
Oh yeah,
happened,
the
We
yeah,
got
yeah,
locked down
yeah,
again. We were
yeah,
gonna do it
yeah,
for that 1 year celebration, but
Lockdown happened.
And then when this happened, it was going to be a live show, but then like later on, but
Yeah.
then for the meantime, because of episode 100, we'll get like 20 people in the studio.
Yeah.
Do like an episode of one of them type of thing, have a little soiree.
Little soiree.
I
I have
don't
to
know
clue
what
what that is, but yeah.
Yeah, like
Party.
a party. Yeah.
Hey.
French, come on, man.
Come on, man.
I'm screaming.
Have a little one of those, and then we're just like,
Now it was Esther that said, "Boys, you're better than that."
Yeah.
That's
She
it.
literally
You're
said
better
that.
than
Were
that.
you guys surprised at the turnout and the demand?
Oh yeah.
Honestly.
I was surprised when I saw people buying tickets, and we sold out the first time. We're like,
Well, I always
Wait,
say
you only
this.
put 5 tickets in the early version.
we didn't have any early birds still.
I always say this: for you to pay money to come see us,
Crazy.
Wild.
Yeah.
It's mad. Not like we're gonna benefit your life in any way.
I am actually screaming.
it's actually crazy.
It's
Yeah.
true. No, I think surprised. We thought we would sell tickets for sure.
Yeah.
Did we think we would sell out? We were like anything. Like if you're doing an event, you think you could get people out. So we did,
Good is a
yeah. So we
Standard.
definitely wanted people to come out. We definitely knew that people, at least if anything,
friends.
our
Friends
friends,
and family.
friends and family
We
would be
calculated.
there.
Yeah.
You see, we worked out every single
I'm
version
screwed.
of this. We're like,
Yeah.
last. We got people. Let's say 50.
Yeah.
We're good. Do you know
We're
what I mean?
good.
Yeah.
And
How
that's
many people were there altogether?
170.
170.
Crazy.
I saw see names I didn't
Even
know.
more, I think. It was
Yeah.
more than 170.
I
People
saw
were
see names.
standing. I couldn't even get to the stage.
170 tickets.
Yeah, it was more than
170
170.
tickets. And then
People at the
and then
door. One of my mates, two people called me. bought tickets at the door.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like I start seeing names I didn't know on the list. I'm like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when you know.
I was like,
okay,
who's that?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
coming out. When you
How,
see,
how did that translate on the day?
And what do you mean?
Because we only met once before that, and I felt like when we had that meeting, I didn't really have a clue about how that meeting was gonna go.
Yeah.
I was like, "You man will tell me what you want." I've never hosted a show before.
Yeah.
It's also one of my first, so I was like, "Whatever way this goes, it goes." I was like, when he was like, "Oh," because I asked him, I was like, "Oh," he's like, "Oh no, we can't pay you." I was like, "That's fine. What about you get on today?" Look, at least somebody can say that I didn't work for my money, innit? Like I didn't say I was coming to flop, but then we had that meeting, and I was like, I'm excited for this, and then it was actually a test for me as well, in the sense that you guys are telling me all these things, and I've been listening to podcasts for a while. Big fan of 90s Baby Show. I think everybody knows that. Been to 3 live shows, and it was like the more you started talking, I was like, I have knowledge about this, right? And I was like trying to give my input as best as possible, and it was lovely the way people I've never met I'm in the room with and bouncing off each other, and I was like, I was like, whatever way this goes, it's gonna be good.
I think you helped us massively.
You're a big
in-
source of confidence for us.
because you said
100%.
it's hard to mess up a live show, and we were like,
yeah, because they
we never
came
thought
they
about
came out to see
they
you.
came out to pay. They paid money.
Yeah.
The worst it can be is good.
Yeah, exactly.
That gave
Yeah.
me so much confidence.
So we
You
were
don't
like, oh,
understand.
geez. Like, honestly, after you left, we were like, oh, geez,
We're good.
we're
We're
good.
good.
Like,
We're good.
Because you were doing, before I got there, you were doing too much.
Yeah.
Remember, you were saying so many things. You wanted to get cups and all of these things
Yeah.
printed out. I was like,
Yeah, but I think
people
I
will
think
fuck with you regardless.
Those things
Yeah.
are important, though. I think.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
those
of course.
things are very
that side of things was.
But you also had like 2 days.
I think that side of things was more for just having excellence factor
Yeah.
with it. You know, we want to do an amazing show, and that's what we're about. We just feel like if we're gonna do a show, we're not gonna do we're not gonna just do a good show. You know, that people just kind of like, oh, that was calm.
Yeah.
We wanted people to leave that place saying,
I want to come back.
I want to come back.
Yeah.
I needed more.
Yes.
That was amazing, and we feel like
I think people said all those three things.
That was the general
That's the
consensus.
plan.
I sat, when news came out, I was right like across for me because I was trying to figure out where best for us to be but not be in the way. And I'm a fan, but I feel like because I do this as well, I'm almost like a friend as well.
Yeah.
Like I know we're not buds, but like I feel like
No, you can be
I thanks. But I feel like I have conversations with you that you wouldn't have with random people. Do you get me?
Yeah, yeah,
Especially because I was in that room. So when it came out, I was like, yeah. Like there was I didn't speak on the mic for a while. It was like bibs for a bit. And I was like, wait, shit, I'm meant to be doing this because it was like the room was shaking.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
genuinely, I tweeted the room was flipping shaking
was mad.
when you guys came out. How was that on the other side of it? How was that for you guys?
You see, I think my experience is rather unique. I haven't being on stage isn't an unfamiliar thing
Yeah.
for me. Same for you as well. Like, being on stage is not familiar. So it was like, okay, I've been on stage before. Like, well, how different could it be? I was like, oh, they're shouting
For you personally.
for me.
It's not Erica Cody, bro.
I was like, right? I was like, yo, this is crazy. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that was it was such a weird thing to adjust to. It
Yeah.
was so weird.
See, I think for you, it was natural to
It
you.
was not just
Yeah.
you. He loves
No,
guys
it.
said,
no,
come.
this guy,
They're here for me,
I
yeah.
came out, I was gonna sit down. Then this guy just started doing shumba. I said, let me do shumba.
I'm screaming.
I think for me it was I think because I was really excited because I don't know I love live.
You're an
live
extrovert.
everything. Yeah, I'm extrovert.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I love a crowd.
I'm not at all.
Yeah,
I feel like when you
I'm
guys
a-
came out, you took a step back.
Slightly.
You two came and you kind of
Yeah.
froze.
I wanted to.
Not in a
didn't-
bad way. Like I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like you were more kind of like taking it in.
Yeah.
Yous were experiencing it
Yeah.
for a second, and then I feel like you jumped in once.
Yeah,
Once they
yeah.
started talking, I felt like you were like,
It took
yeah.
me a second. It took me a
I'm-
second
I'm
to adjust
about-
that
did you
day.
get me?
I was I'm naturally more reserved anyway.
Yeah, for sure,
And
for
I
sure.
entered that place. I was like, okay. And I was like, wait, there was a moment where
You're
I
on
sat on
stage.
stage, yeah. And I looked around. I was like, I looked at the crowd. I took it in, right? I looked at the boys. I said, shit, I'm on stage. And then I woke. That's when I snapped into. I was like, oh shit.
I
I'm on
saw that
stage.
because I was like, Dave, yeah, it's David.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, yes, no. And I was like, Tommy, where's Tommy? And then you started talking. And I was like, all right, they've arrived. Do you get me?
yeah, for
and
sure.
it just seamless.
Yeah.
Seamless from there on out.
It was an amazing experience, but because I feel like it was. Listen, I know there's been live shows before us in Ireland as well, but I felt like and this is me. I'm gonna sound mad cocky. I'm gonna sound.
Go on.
mad
I know where he's going.
but I think we took it to the next level, and I really do. And
It's not.
say whatever you want to say. I just think we took in this country.
Yeah.
We took the live show experience, and that's what we wanted to do.
It's very
And that's
intentional.
it. I'm
It
just
was-
letting you in on some of the things that we spoke about internally. Like,
Yeah.
guys, if we're gonna do this,
Took
we're
the
gonna take
next
it.
experience for a podcast and for a few eyes, I feel.
Before you get
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
I think before I say this, a lot of people have a problem with me not being controversial enough, and I just feel like that's not my personality. If I want to say something, I'll say it to the person. I'm not going to put it on. I think that's a lie because I said some things on the podcast. this morning, so. Anyway, on my own
Most of the time.
platform, you're not going to be here if I don't rate you in the first place. So this is not a thing for me to disagree with you. I agree with you, and I'll say it. I was at Pint of Malt show as well, and I thought that was a great show at the time. Now I've seen something different. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And that's what we want from the scene. And I think that people shouldn't shy away from saying that because that's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We all want to get better.
exactly. And this is going to come out second week of October about, right? But a flowing theme in the last couple episodes is the scene, right? I've said the word scene oriented like a lot of times now, and I'm starting to believe it, and it's what I'm into. One of the reasons why I think that we're doing the same things over and over again, because nobody's passing on the baton.
Sure.
People are doing the same things that someone has done 2 or 3 years ago, and we're starting again every time. Nobody's giving
We're in a
clues
cycle.
to the next person on how to go
That's
go
deep.
next.
That's
We
deep.
get random people being big here and there, go to England, realize that England is not it.
back.
Dance a yard before you dance
That's
abroad. You get
word
me?
to poet.
And then they come back and they realize that they need Ireland, right? But it's because the last person who did that didn't leave enough of an impact for them to go from there. And I think that's it, right? And that's what I'm saying. And when I'm saying this, I'm not gassing you. It's also for inspiration for whoever's coming next. See what's being done and try and top it. It's not a thing to ye personally, because you should want to keep getting better. I don't want to go to a Wear Your Head Out show like the last one.
Exactly. Like we're planning our next show right now.
That's exactly what we've been saying.
We're just saying, like, guys, cause you know what's funny, right? Because we're thinking of, we mentioned it last meeting we had, and what we're making it a thing to do is meet just quite regularly. And I think this is something that everyone should do. How could we be better? Even if it's 10%, right? And so we look at all aspects. You list out every single thing that you did in your last live show.
Pen and
How can we
paper.
do this better? Or how can we improve it? How can we make this a little bit better? And let's be self-critical.
Yeah.
Yo, guys, did we do this wrong? Yeah, we might have done this a little bit too much. Or we might have this. Okay, how do we fix that one now?
Yeah.
And so the next live show has to be better than the last one. That's first of
course.
all. But then, like, we're giving our best ideas
At that time.
At the time.
Yeah.
And that's usually aligned with our budget as well, you know.
100%.
Because if
That's
we
directly
made-
aligned
if
with
you
your
have a
budget.
budget.
25K
Things work,
budget, we're getting fired the live
Yeah.
show. You know what I mean? It's gonna be
Dead
fired.
ass. Bro,
I'm screaming.
I'm coming up from the
I was gonna say
I'm coming up from the ground.
like Kevin Hart. I'm doing that.
Lambo flying in the sky type of thing.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we're constantly thinking of how do you do like and our best ideas
Yeah.
for this one. But then we know that when we do this show,
Yeah.
well, the next show we got to think of
course.
better.
And
But
bigger
you-
budget as well.
100%. But we would, please God, you guys are in a better position than you are then. And I believe that you guys are in a better position now. 2 months from your next show. When this comes out, it's going to be a month from your next show.
Yeah.
So what is something between... So obviously you can say it now, but nobody's going to know. What is something that you would like to watch this back on potentially the 18th of October? Yours is on the 17th of November.
Yeah.
That you want to have gotten ready for the show. So it's a month out. People are watching this. What do you want people watching to be excited about in a month's time?
You go, boys.
We have a special guest.
Okay.
Leave it at that.
Okay. Come.
Special guest.
That was a good one, right?
Yeah.
That's a good one, yeah. That was
I
a
think I think as well. I think everything you experience in the first live show is something you're gonna experience in the next live show, but just more.
Yeah.
Just better. You know. So
Be heightened.
yeah.
The first live show for us was, if anything, an experiment.
100%.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
we knew we do 2-hour episodes. An hour and a half on stage is not enough. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? With everything we wanted to do. But just like, let's test everything out.
Yeah.
Let's see what works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we tested everything out.
Yeah.
Everything worked. We're just
Yeah.
like, Oh
Cool.
shit!
Grand.
Okay.
Tick, done.
So that means you can do this for
100%.
twice as long now.
Yeah,
next time.
I personally would have liked to see you talk more.
For
It
sure.
just became a sound
That's the
clash.
one. That's one
Like, no
thing.
offense. It was,
Yeah,
it was,
no,
it was lit,
for sure,
but I
for
just
sure.
wanted you to talk more.
That was as a result of obviously
Due
having
to the time.
Yeah,
now
of
I
course.
have, you know, because even in the chat, right? So we're having a general chat for a little bit, and then we're also having a dilemma. Then you're having a special guest as well, doing the dilemma as well. So it's all conversation, but it's probably an hour packed in with so many different things, with games as well.
Yeah.
So it's like there's not enough time to actually sit down and chat.
Yeah.
But I think it wasn't necessarily just for. That's why we mentioned it's the first live show.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so people could get the idea of what's to come.
Yeah.
This next live show we have 3.5 hours.
So we'll be talking
There's
for
gonna be a lot
a
of
bit.
talking.
Good.
You know, so
It's good.
yeah.
What's something that has changed in all of your lives between when you started doing podcasts until now?
Oh, people recognizing you on the street.
Yeah, for sure.
It
People-
doesn't have to be related to the podcast. But where are you in life right now compared to where you were at that time?
Ooh, this is really good. I think for me, I'm working actively on something that I'm very, very proud of.
Okay.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Pod, yeah?
Yeah. The pod is like,
Yeah.
this is something that is, like, we're doing. I mean, I'm part of a good team, shared vision,
Yeah.
and it's just moving steady,
Yeah.
like quick as well.
Yeah.
Proud of that.
Yeah. You guys can't say same. Next.
Oh, we can't say same. I haven't thought of anything.
I'll ask you a different question. Where were you when you started that podcast? Where's your head at?
Where was my head at? Fantastic. I think I've always been this like not always. My struggle all my life was failure. So I dealt with failure and how I dealt with like just constantly failing, the mindset of failure all the time.
What's the mindset of failure?
Well, when you fail so much, you stop trying. Do you understand what I mean? Like, so you fail at this, you fail at that, you fail at that. So then now it's kind of like you become negative in terms of every idea that comes your way. Someone's telling you a sick idea, calm, yeah. I don't know if that will work, bro. And you look at the loopholes and everything. Like,
Yeah.
that's pessimistic view on life. Not to say I was in a dark place or whatever. It's just my mindset, subconscious. I was just very like failure.
Yeah.
I think even starting a podcast, that's why I didn't. For me, the 17 views was a coping mechanism for me.
Yeah.
Because if I just get that, anything else is
Right? I
great.
don't expect anything else.
100%.
I know I could text 17 people
Yeah.
in my friend group and they watch it from me,
Yeah.
and that's good. You know,
34 views is a good day.
it's a very good day, and I was really listen. I've released music. You know, I have songs that, you know, on YouTube at that time. Fix Yourself was doing 10K in 2017.
Come on,
Man,
man.
like-
Bro.
Come on, my bro.
Guys, none of the guys. At that time, I was just bragging about 10K. No, at that time, anyone.
Please, I've never touched 10K. My whole thing has 11 something K. So
Right.
brag.
No, it's not even like at that time.
Yeah.
It was a crazy thing, you know, and I knew that there's things I could do that couldn't succeed. But I think at that time I hadn't released music for so long, and I was also kind of like,
You're stuck in that mindset.
I was stuck in that mindset. I was just like, I might fail. So when the conversation of doing a podcast, I was like, yeah, cool, I'll do it because it's a fun thing to do, but it wasn't necessarily something that I was attaching success to. And so I feel like at that time I was in the mindset of failure. Now I'm like, let's go for everything. You know, so I'm very my mindset.
He's that guy. I'm kind of like, what do you want to do that?
Sometimes you gotta reel that in though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reel that in or
Reel that both actually.
Yeah, both is very important.
Yeah. I think there's a good balance there because I'm like, and then he just goes, why not? I'm just like,
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Literally, I'm like,
Yeah.
why not?
What's the worst that can happen from this?
Yeah.
And then we think about what like there's so many good things that could come out of just trying. You know, there's so many good things, man. I'm sure there's people that are watching your pod, watching our pod, thinking, do you know what? I'd love to do a podcast. And I'm
Just
like,
do it.
Just do it. Literally, it's my Nike.
But like, do the research.
For sure.
I like this. Those are two conflicting messages to give.
Do the research and just do it.
Yeah.
Why?
Why are they
what you mean.
conflicting?
Not even doing the research. I think it's the connotation behind doing the research, because
I can imply what I mean.
go ahead.
My implication is do it, but do it well. Doing the research allows you to do what you want to
Yeah.
do well.
Yeah.
Back to what this tweet, I don't know why this is really on my head. So I tweeted like 2 weeks ago, I said, being talent alone is not successful. Talent alone is not enough to succeed.
Yeah.
The next part of that, but success is relative or success is subjective. So back to your 17, that to you at that time was successful. So doing the research, sometimes people may just want to say something, get out, their world might be a lot smaller than yours. Do you know what I mean? So I personally, and I know we judge and say these things all of the time, like, try. There's a lot of caveats in between that, but try. Whatever that looks like to you, whether doing the research and not doing the research, whether getting your friend to hold the camera randomly without no research,
Do you know what? You
but
can
try.
also learn along the way.
I'm
We're
learning
still
along the way the
learning.
whole time.
We're still learning.
I think
Yeah,
you-
I find
Sorry.
joy in mine. I don't like the way you did yours,
yeah, for sure.
because that's not the way I am. I'm learning in front of everyone. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But I like that because when I get there, I've documented it.
right.
And that's what I want for myself.
We still have the 30 episodes still.
Yeah, you got it.
Do you get me?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like, for me,
I know what
that's
you mean,
what's
100%.
comfortable
Yeah,
for
no, I
me. You
understand.
know?
I get it.
And I think from anyone coming, and I think it's nice to see ye as, and I'm changing my mindset towards this as we're speaking, is it's nice to see someone and be like, oh, I want to do what they did. What did they do? Let me try and better that. But at the same time, sometimes just do it and try, because that might be what you need at that time.
That's my thing. I think when you just doing it and try, for me it's usually about the attitude. It's usually about the attitude. It's not like someone could come out and say, hey guys, I won't lie, I am recording with my phone and my friend is actually holding it.
Yeah.
Give her a big shout out. She's trying to hold it steady. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like someone could be humble enough to say, this is my area right now, but I'm just going to give you this content.
Yeah.
And if there's 17 people that are watching it, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Right? But then there's other people who are, your friend is holding your iPhone
How
10,
dare you?
right? And then
Yeah.
they're still talking like,
Yeah.
yo, we've arrived.
Yeah.
Like, bro, let's know our levels
Yeah.
here. And when I say know our levels, just know where you are. You knew that I wanted to start, and I'm gonna start with an iPhone, right? And that's sometimes how some of the best things ever start.
Yeah.
By someone just trying it. You know what I mean? And then obviously the way we did it was like, yo, let's buy the best possible equipment that we could
Yeah.
afford, and let's go for it and practice and then release it. I think everyone just needs to know the method of how they want to do their thing.
Yeah.
But just do it.
Yeah.
We were still trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know
And
what I
yous
mean?
are still learning. I talk to you all the time. Like, do you know what? Your story today
What's the
made me extremely happy
What's that?
of the new area, the walls, everything. It looks completely different. Like, big ups to you, man, for continue to
Oh, the
upgrade
studio.
the studio.
Oh,
This guy didn't even know what I'm chatting about.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I was confused as well.
But I feel like you have been doing that slowly, even getting the couch and everything. So, well done. Gonna park that.
We need to fix that second cover.
Yeah.
I'm screaming.
Yeah, my girls was getting up to
Snowden,
me.
chat to me. You're not gonna run away. This is not your own.
What do you mean, chat to me?
What is different with you in your life from when you started the pod till now? What's different about you?
I'm more, I would say maybe open,
To what?
just to like talk, cause I don't talk.
Yeah, you know.
Even till today,
He still doesn't talk.
I still don't talk like that, and I have a podcast. It's weird.
Yeah.
But like when we go out and stuff, it's these man that'll be doing the talking, man. I'll just be floating around,
Yeah.
floating around. But I would say in touch with my emotions as well. I would say, cause back then I wouldn't have like what do you call it, like deep, meaningful like conversations like that. I will more like shy away from them.
Yeah.
Cause maybe I was, I don't know, scared to be in touch with my emotions to see what I'll find out. But I feel now I'm a bit more in touch with my emotions, but it's only to certain people as well. Like I know some people that can talk to anyone about their emotions, and I think that's weird.
Yeah. That's me.
Yeah, I think that I don't know how people. Because one day we were in college, and this guy was just offloading stuff. I was looking at him like, yo,
crazy,
bro,
bro.
shut up. Why you letting people?
Yeah.
Like, why you letting people in? But that's how some people deal with it. I
Yeah.
just don't deal with it in that way. So I feel their emotions are probably just more mindset. Because when you have conversation with enough people, your mindset starts to change. You don't think the same way anymore.
Yeah.
Especially when your man was saying, just do it, just try. Like sometimes when we go UK, we try to get people on, and we just say, let's just see, let's just shoot a shot at that person. Let's just see what they say.
Yeah.
Hey, come on.
Just shoot your shot, and one, if you shoot 10, 3 at least will come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So just keep shooting.
yeah, just keep shooting.
Yeah. You're gonna say something. Don't make this a thing. Just.
It is a thing.
I know you're
You're
gonna.
aware of it.
You're gonna do a pause
Just
thing,
as
innit?
well aware of it.
Anyway, were you about to say something? Or were you just laughing?
I was just laughing.
Yeah. Snowden, what's one thing about yourself that you found out that you were comfortable telling other people
On the pod,
right now?
like on the pod or in like live.
Right now,
You
what
just
is
speaking about
what is
finding
one
out things
thing
about yourself.
you were saying that you were scared about what you would find out? What
Oh,
is
that deep.
what is
This is Hayes, me Nesser.
what is something that you have found out whenever, however long, in talking to people that you are comfortable sharing with other people right now?
That's a deep one, Nessa. I'm not gonna lie.
Heavy stuff.
What's one thing? Nessa.
Nesser.
Probably. I don't want to be that transparent or camera. I won't lie.
That's okay.
I
I
won't
appreciate that.
I won't lie.
It's okay. Back to your conversation about people. Yeah, I think we're very different, and I like that. The way you were saying, like, people could just offload, and just say whatever. I feel like I could talk about.
Like even when did you come on the pod that time in the stew? And
No, it wasn't the studio. It was in the
After the thing.
no, we had a conversation. In
Yeah,
the studio as well.
after the meeting.
the meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, before 50 Cent.
Yeah.
And you offloaded.
Yeah, because it happened.
Yeah. Do you know what? I feel like I'm kind of in touch with my emotions, but more for other people than me. I don't talk about myself much.
My life happened.
I hear that.
Do you get me? Like, for me, my life happened, and the way that I deal with it is to remind myself that it happened. Because so many things have happened, I've gotten over it, and I'm still here. So I'm not gonna we had a joke. This is gonna come out in October, so that's their own business. Like, we were chatting on Charge It to the Game, but I was saying, I got punched up on Tuesday, man. I got punched up in my room, like, emotionally.
Oh, I told you, like,
No.
literally.
I
was like,
I need to call the guy.
I'm serious, sorry, context that. But I got punched up. And I just had to allow myself be punched up for that moment. And leave my room, leave my house, knowing that I may get punched up again, but I'm going to get out of here.
For sure.
Do you feel your feelings or do you suppress?
Lately, I've been feeling them like mad.
You look
shocked.
No, lately I've been. Lately,
Intentionally, like you're just like.
no,
I'm feeling
lately I want to cry, but I don't cry.
this.
You get me?
Yeah.
I think I cry inside.
You've always cried inside.
Sometimes knowing that is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that's something I can share.
Yeah. It's good. What about
We
you?
cried on camera before, actually.
Oh yeah, you two cry.
No,
No,
we've cried on camera before.
You-
Me and him.
It was me and him.
no,
Same
you cried twice.
Twice,
I cried twice.
Yeah, twice.
But I let it out once.
Did we leave that in?
No,
we took
no.
it out.
I was gonna say, I don't remember
It was
watching that.
one of the 30. When both of us, and then the second one was after the 30 was live. But
Is that about your dad's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
No.
Do you know what?
I'm good.
Yeah, it's not. It's
He
like,
can, yeah, I'm
I
good.
could
He
talk.
can.
The mic's on you anyway.
Most
So
times he mastered in like
He
like jokes.
joke.
you mask it in jokes too.
Me
Yeah.
in what way?
You mask a lot in jokes.
What do you mean?
That's
Give
exactly.
me an example.
That's you just told me that yourself. You didn't tell me all of it, but I put the dots together. You said that you're scared of what you're gonna find out if you have serious conversations with people, which
Yeah.
also equals I don't have serious conversations with people so that they don't find
No,
out.
I don't have serious conversation with people
She got
that
you, bro.
I don't like.
No, like
Yeah,
that,
like, I don't know. Like, if
Do you have serious conversations prior to being on the pod and being comfortable talking? Did you have serious conversations with people you know?
No,
There you go.
but I have it now.
That's
But
good.
mostly,
You also have a
mostly
girlfriend,
with
so-
my girl. Yeah.
100%. Big up the
The
gal.
girls brought a lot out of you, like in terms of like you being in touch with that side.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
get what I'm saying?
yeah.
I think it brings that out of loads of guys, anyways.
Yeah.
You know, but I think for my thing, it's I feel I'm now intentional about how I feel. Like I like to feel it. Like if today's a bad day, it's a bad day.
Yeah.
And let's just have this bad day. Like,
Write it out for 24.
exactly, but I will never take it out on anybody else. I just understand that this is a bad day for David, you know.
Bad day, not a bad life. That's what I like to say.
Exactly.
It was a bad Tuesday. Wednesday I got up and we're
Wednesday
buzzing.
might be sick.
Wednesday was sick. And I had
That's a bar.
and the
It's been
only
a bad week.
and the only way
Not gonna be a bad year.
I'm screaming.
Hopefully.
Yeah, no, I think even on the dad thing, I think the reason I've been able to I won't say move past it, but I think
Move with it.
yeah, it's when you realize it's coming to that realization, not on the pain, on the hurt of what that issue caused. It's of how it affected you. When you realize how it's affecting you, then you're able to identify it and then now navigate. So
Awareness isn't enough, and I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah,
for a certain
100%.
man watching this, because a lot of guys love to say, "I know." What's next?
When I say awareness, yeah, I think
Sorry,
Pimp.
but that what's next is hide sometimes.
It is.
That's the hard. Awareness is.
Sorry for calling you out.
Do you know what's hardest about that? What's next? Asking. People don't ask.
for sure.
They mask it. And they're not talking to people. No, joking. I'm not gonna come at you like that.
I think it's okay. Awareness, but then like deep diving into like identifying what it like how it's making you behave.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, I'm someone might say like I'm angry because of my dad and I mask it in jokes or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, that's broad. Like I realized recently I suffer from rejection. I realized that through a holiday.
I heard this story.
Right.
Do you want to say it again? Or?
Yeah, I can say it. Like I was with all my friends on a holiday. We're having a good time. I'm the guy I step into a room and I make jokes, I bump off people, slag people, like, So I'm trying to like annoy everybody in the morning and like, yo, what's that? And everyone's like, go away, Dave, go away. But they're all saying it in a not serious, like just like, oh, Dave, yeah, annoying. Like, do you know what I mean? And I think it might be in 4 or 5 or maybe 6 of them that said, go away. And I'm in the swimming pool like,
you're like, these people hate me.
Everyone told me, but I know
if I don't come up right now, you get me? They said go away, innit?
I'm on the water, saying
You'll be floating.
I'm on the
Say
water.
go away. I will go away.
I'm on the water saying, I'm not coming up.
They'll see David gone.
And so I come up.
Brilliant.
I come back up. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pause us there, but yeah.
So I've went to my room and I'm wondering. I didn't know why I was so upset. I was trying to identify it until what I began to do recently is start writing. So I'd open my notepad and I just begin to type and whatever comes out because I feel like I can type what I feel there and then. So I typed everything in like a piece and I came to the conclusion that I've always been looking for validation from people. But the most important person I was looking for validation of was my dad. And I realized that it was times where I graduated from college and I'm sending him, yo, Dad.
I've arrived.
Like the only question you ask me when we talk on the phone is, how's school? I'm doing that now.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's we have 2 tickets. We bought 2 tickets for you.
Yeah. Didn't come.
No, there's none of that. And then I
Yeah.
realized, oh, geez, I'm still like seeking so much validation. And then I realized even recent, obviously I do open circle, right? And in a great space where there's like hundreds of people coming each week, right? Making a massive impact in the community. And it's amazing, right? And I'm now talking to pastors though, that I respect, that I look up to, like, Pastor, I have there's 100 young people that come out every single week. The moms don't force them to come. Oh really? Oh, there's one I was talking to, like he went on his phone. And I remember feeling so upset about that. I was like, oh, Dave, you're still attaching your validation, your achievements to an approval of man. I'm literally like a father figure. I'm literally keep attaching my achievements to them. Then I realized that like internally, properly, okay, David, this is what you've been doing. Now you have to, when I say seek, but now you have to detach yourself from that validation and now actually start doing things because what you're doing is sick. If this podcast is sick, I don't care if my dad sees it or not, man.
Sick
Do you
regardless.
seek validation through the podcast?
No, not anymore. Not anymore. Before I was like, yeah, listen, let people see it. Now it's like, bro, even if you go back to one view, you're still gonna do it.
I'll
man.
still chat to my
We'll
boys.
still
Yeah.
do it, but it will pay me, sir.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
So
no one wants to go back.
Yeah, no one wants to
you'll
go
cry
down.
internally. Last question. As Christians that are in this scene and what you do, how has your... I'm going to ask it this way. How has what you do impacted your Christianity? Not the other way around, by the way.
What we do.
So how has being in the eye of people, clout, being gassed, views, people knowing you, all of these things, whatever way you want to internalize that, how has that affected your Christianity? And I'll start off being vulnerable. For me, that validation thing, I hear it, not all the time, but in certain scenarios and relationships, stuff like that. But it's because of, you know, my story in that sense. But at the same time, I find that when I do these things, I do it because I want to do it. Do you know? But what I do find is that as a woman in the scene and being on social media, there's a certain look that people want from me. But as a Christian woman, there's certain things that I can't do. I do some things that I shouldn't be doing as a Christian woman. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But
Not perfect.
that's my sin. Or do you know there's certain things that you struggle with, and there's other things you'll do greatly. For me, the thing that I struggle with, but it's not a big problem to me. Like someone told me recently, sex sells in the sense of the way that I dress. Someone told me I wear my clothes are too loose. Like, why am I wearing tracksuit on podcasts? I said, big man, relax. This is not for you, clearly.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? So in the sense of my Christianity and my faith, that's ways that it's been challenged. Do you guys have any experiences of that?
So just off that, like, what the fellow wants you to have your tits out and be
Men
talking
are
about
weird.
this
That's
conversation.
crazy.
It's
Yeah.
wild.
We'll move past that.
There's a porn video for you.
I'm screaming.
Go on,
But for
porno.
you, man, like as Christians, has there ever been a point when you're kind of like, people want me to do this or do this a certain way, but the way that I'm built, the way that I'm connected to God or whatever, can't really do it like that?
Probably some of certain conversations
Yeah.
might be like when White Money came on and it was saying all
Talking about,
I could feel that off you,
yeah.
like
the calling out.
I was saying that's witchcraft, but it's apparently culture. I'm not one to judge what you do, what you say or anything, but
I am.
yes.
Yeah, I
Okay,
was
pasta.
so uneasy when he started talking about that. I said,
No, I wasn't even uneasy. I was excited for some reason.
Yeah.
So that also was hitting.
Intriguing conversation.
Yeah,
it was very
because we
intriguing.
live in Ireland and we don't see it
we're
at
so far
all. Not
removed.
even
Yeah.
much. We don't see it at all. So when someone is explaining to us in that sense, like I ask questions. Like I remember one time my dad was telling me, because my dad is a pastor, said he saw someone turn from a human to an animal, and I was like, no, you're lying. You're lying. How was that possible? It's true. So when he was saying all those stuff, I was using it as an opportunity to like
ask more questions.
ask more questions. Not that I was now dabbling
Yeah,
what
of
it does,
course.
but it was just like intriguing to me.
Yeah.
So as a Christian, it's probably certain conversations shouldn't be had. Like, you get me?
Should they not be had, or should they be had
right
with the
way.
perspective of
Yeah, in the-
what
in
you
the right
stand
way.
in?
Yeah, I think for me as well, like obviously like you leader in Christian.
I said,
Someone told you once that you talk about Usher too much.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So someone's hit me up and said, "Yo, like, yeah, no, you're like, so, you know, obviously we had a Chris Brown and Usher debate all the time, and so he says, like, Dave, you know, you're a Christian, you know, and Usher is a secular artist, and you know, I don't think you should be talking about him because he's, you know, promoting sex and all these other things." And I was just like, I obviously when that conversation happened, I responded and like, thank you very much for reaching out and for your concern.
hold that.
I never did. Yeah,
For
but
your
my attitude was hold that.
Respectfully hold that.
Thank you so much for reaching out, and I love you, bro, and everything. And I left it at that. But I think what we're doing here is, for me personally, is like a long run of the idea in a sense. So it's, listen, I go on a Tuesday and if you ever see me, I'm holding the mic and I'm preaching to these young people, right?
Yeah.
Whereas on a Wednesday, the day after, a video is coming out of me just chatting and just normal.
Yeah.
Relax, like.
My main thing is showing you, like, yo, as a Christian, you don't have to be really strong face every single day.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be every morning, God bless you, good morning. No,
Yeah.
you can have a chat about anything.
Yeah.
But I think in the way we have our conversations, it's sometimes obviously depending on the guest, like we can have a guest on who just wants to like talk about the wildest things, and we will have that conversation because
Yeah.
it's you that's doing
Yeah.
this. Right? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I like. It's not like you don't have conversations in your workplace
Yeah.
and someone's telling
And you hear
last
wild
night
things.
route 7 fellas.
I'm scared.
Do you know what I mean? Like you like
You be like, oh yeah, who were they?
do you know what I mean?
And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
No, who were they?
Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
apart from me talk or maybe me or I don't know,
Yeah.
talk about like past situations.
Yeah.
We don't talk about like sex like that. You know,
Yeah.
we're not like, oh guys, yeah, last night we were doing
Yeah.
madness. You know, we don't do those type
And
of
even when
things.
we talk about sex, we talk about it in like I
Marriage.
say, sex is worship to God.
Do you feel like people might feel offended by the way you talk about some of the things you talk about, and then
Like what?
and then claim Christianity? Like they're saying like sex is worship to God. Do you feel like
But
someone
it
might?
is.
No, but do you feel like I'm not doubting what you're saying. I'm saying perception from a Christian like
I-
lens.
Offense is there to be taken.
Yeah,
You don't take
I
it,
don't
they can't.
care.
Fair enough. Okay.
I don't care, because I know I'm a Christian. So who are you to tell me? Because I'm talking about this, I'm not a Christian. It's just because I'm on camera. What
Yeah,
do you say
what do you-
behind like
Oh,
in
so
your
sadness.
room?
You know, someone I was talking to somebody and then they were talking about a conversation they had the night before, and I said I was looking at it. You have it?
You know that one.
I thought you were safe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's like, bro, Christians have normal conversations, guys.
Yeah.
Every day.
We do all the time.
Yeah.
And there is the only other factor is that we talk about God as well. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I feel like it's
I think the podcast
Christianity.
is a
Yeah,
good
it's a part of
representation
you,
of that.
exactly. It's a part of your
Like
real
our
life.
bio is literally three Irish guys that
That
love Jesus
and a bit of banter.
and a bit of banter.
And it's literally that we banter a lot.
I was gonna say.
Have a bit of sprinkle of Jesus there.
Don't say that. But yeah, that's it for me. Do you guys have anything else you want to add
How you feeling?
about?
All this.
The new season.
I'm excited, but I'm nervous.
Why?
Oh, sorry, because I've said why to all of you. Why is that?
Oh, it's your turn.
I'm as if I didn't put in my private story every day, bro. I'm nervous because I don't try at things that I don't know I'm not good at.
Right. Yeah.
You're very good at this, though.
I do sports, so but I didn't try to be good at this. It landed. So now that people have told me I'm good at it, now it's almost like I felt a responsibility to do my best towards it. People are being inspired by me, but I'm just living my life, bro. So it goes from just me living to me. I'm very scene oriented right now, but I'm trying to leave a legacy. And the thing that I said about leaving something there for someone to pick up on, right? I played football. I've done everything that I wanted to do for me. It went so far. I've come to grips with where it went. I'm happy with what I did. I've learned a lot from him, and I became I love the person I am because of it, right? At the same time, there's random 15-year-old girls that follow me. They're asking me for how to get on with their teammates if their coach isn't playing them. What should they do? They want to play at the highest level. People are asking me. I don't know these people. Random places in Ireland. I don't know them. My friends all over the world. One of the girls that I played with I took off the jersey, but ultimate goal. She's playing for Angel City FC in LA. So these are things that are in my reach. Like, so as much as I haven't, two things, not played professionally, not played internationally, but it's almost like I have through the people that I've been around. Obviously, I haven't. Do you get me? But I've seen it enough to know that maybe it's a good thing that I got my injury. Maybe it's a good thing that like I got ill. Maybe it's a good thing I tore my ACL. Maybe it's a good thing that I suffered or wasn't able to play for Ireland, because I would have not been a good person if I got there. Do you get me? And I'm seeing value in different things in life. So for me, where the competitiveness, the identity issues came in with football and being me and figuring all that, I've done that. So right now is what am I leaving to people, right? Like, I've done so many things that people don't know about. Do I want them to know because of me, or do I want them to know so they can be inspired? Do you get me?
Yeah,
Right now,
sure.
I want them to know so they can be inspired.
Yeah.
I want them to know so they can pick up from this. I want this to be a place where, as the scene grows and people get better, I want people to come here because they want to talk about themselves. Like, this is not about me. I bring people on here that I care about. I care what they're doing. They might not be the biggest people. Like, the first person who drops, it's not gonna be it's not gonna be the most anticipated episode, but there's value in that conversation for me, right? And once again, might get 17 views, it might get 1,700. But for me, I'm happy that I had that conversation with that person and I gave them a platform. If they become bigger than me, they can always bring people to here. And that's the problem I feel with Ireland as well, is I've watched 2-hour interviews of J. Cole, of Drake. I've seen Drake's house. Do you get me?
It's a mad house.
If anybody in Ireland was to blow at any point in time, there's no record of anything that they've done.
Facts.
I want this to be a record of what people have done. I want you to come here, chat your shit, say whatever you want to say about yourself. Let your fans know who you are. Because on your platform sometimes, especially for musicians and artists, they don't get to show that. And there's a lot of things that some of them, they have nothing to say. I'm not going to lie, big man thing. But some of them,
say that again for the people at the back.
like some of them,
know.
some of them have a story, and for those people, I want there to be a place for them to go. So that's how I'm feeling like, and I'm nervous because I don't know if Ireland's ready for some of these conversations. People want jokes, people want clickbait, people want all of these things. I realize that that's not me, and I'm not gonna try to be funny all the time. So now I'm coming out with something intimate. Are people gonna have the time span to have an intimate conversation for an hour plus?
Do you know what I'll say? I think there's a few good massive things you said there, right? I think it goes back to the scene though. I think it goes back to everyone playing the parts and running their race. I think it's funny because we're here and you have us in a different. You're having us in a different space in terms of you're asking us questions. While we usually ask questions to people, right? And in that, people don't know so much about us individually because we're trying to get to know somebody else. So we're just having a conversation about other things.
Yeah.
So I think that's the place, the area that you're in, and I think we're in the area where we're doing what we're doing. Like, so for example, we wouldn't go into. We don't go into every interview or whatever, every pod thinking like, oh, we want to like inspire somebody or we want to impact somebody. We're just on the mindset, let's press play and go, right? Yeah. And I think that has its own purpose and it's doing its own thing.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get somebody saying, oh my God, that podcast touched me so much.
Yeah.
You might have someone say, my day, you guys made my day.
100%.
Right?
I choked on my way to work.
Yeah, I choked on
because
my
you
way
said you're going to punch your sister.
You know what I mean? And that's impact in itself. Your impact is something that will make someone think deeper. I think everyone needs to begin to just do their thing and run with it. Let's not even talk so much about what we're trying to do. Just do it.
Do it, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, have that deep conversation without letting people try and let people know, guys, I'm trying to have a deep conversation. It's just do it.
Yeah.
Us, if we're jokers, just joke. If it's whatever, just do whatever you think. And then the scene has this nice balance because everyone has done their thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's really important to find your lane and stay in it.
Yeah.
Because Ireland, it's a blank canvas.
100%.
We can do so much. Like I feel like we've barely scratched the surface of what we can do in Ireland.
do your thing.
So just find your lane, experiment a bit, and just do it and do it to a good standard of quality as well. Because you don't want to do something and then the quality will be bad and you look back on the years and I say, I can't hear this, or the visually it wasn't appealing. So I feel it doesn't have to be HD, it doesn't have to be 4K, but just
Let's
it has
see
to
it.
be
Let's
easy
hear it.
on the eye and easy
Something
on
you'd
the
be
ear.
proud of, or something
Yeah.
you look back at in the future, look back on in a few years and say,
Yeah.
I'm proud of that.
That was me. I was there.
And I like what you're doing. You're doing what you want to do. You're not doing what people tell you to do, because that's where you go wrong. Once you start doing stuff people tell you to do, and then when someone doesn't tell you what to do, you're done then. There's no one else to do because people aren't telling you what to do. So once you're doing what you actually want to do, more ideas will come out from that.
Yeah. Well,
I think the reason why you're important is you give people the ability to see us and people like us in a different light.
yeah.
We're not going to talk about ourselves. A lot of the people that you bring on are not going to talk about themselves. Do you get me? We're saying, don't worry, I see you.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Make us feel important.
Yeah. And I hope you do feel important, because I think, like I said, like, I'll share everything and I'll gas everybody up, but sometimes people don't want they are apprehensive to accept that because they don't know me. Like I didn't know you guys when I started posting your stuff. I just saw you guys were doing some cool shit and I liked it, and but I just leave that to everybody else's interpretation. I don't have ops in this thing. I don't know anybody from here. Do you get me? I'm just living my life. Whoever's doing cool shit, I'm inspired by that. So continue doing what you're doing. Thank you for coming on and being vulnerable. So then I'm looking at you in particular.
To a point.
Thanks for allowing me to speak to you in this way. So best of luck with everything you're doing, and from here on out it's a month from your live show, so I'll be excited to watch.
Grab your tickets.
Yeah,
Of course.
do your thing.
If it's not sold out by now.
Do the needful.
Thank
Lovely.
you so much, Nesser.
No
Appreciate it.
worries.
Listen,
Good
low.
shit.
Love you.